So today is September the 25th, 2022. I'm in the city of Timmins. I'm talking with
Jamie Bigger.
And I'm in the city of Timmins and I'm doing an interview. This interview is Children's Aid, adoption, anything you wanted to share, and I'll put this in the Timmins group. Timmins has a Facebook group.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to be looking for is that will, that proves that I get that money from my adopted dad that still urges my groceries to the day I pass. And that if I do get that, I do. If I don't, I don't. You know what? I'm just going to take it from there and go. You know? So that's why I'm going to leave it at that for him, because he never owns that money, and now he's just going to own it to put my brother as the main house person. My brother charges his rent, and if I had my dad, I would never do it to my dad. He's my adopted dad, you know.
Okay, before we start the interview, I should just remind you that when you do an interview like this and you go public, that you take the risk. It doesn't mean you will experience the risk, but you take the risk of experiencing punishment, also called reprisal.
Doesn't matter to me, so that's why I'm doing it.
And I think when I see this, I see a positive story that you were adopted, that you have housing. Like, I don't even know your whole story, right? But so far what I see is that you were adopted, which is positive, because they themselves say, the Children's Aid Society themselves say, that it's difficult for them to find families willing to take on the commitment of adoption. Okay, so they have a hard time finding families willing to take on that extra commitment of adoption. It's just usually just foster homes till they're 18.
Yeah, and I agree with all that too.
You do, eh?
But there's ways that maybe they shouldn't, but let's just leave it as, you know, let's see what happens now with the world and whatever, you know? And if my adopted dad goes to a stage where he dies and he just doesn't remember me, then, you know, I have to let it be that way, because, you know, it's really hurt the day he just told me, you know? And he should never did that, you know? Never gives him that right. And I know I'm ready to that. So that's what I'm trying to say about that. And you probably understand that too. Because he should never misuse that right either. So that's what he's done. So do you understand that at least? But he's just misused the right to even make me disown my adopted mom's right to have that money for groceries for the rest of my life. That's what he's done to me. So.
And the money came from
a will that was written.
So this is very important. Thank you so much for sharing this with me. So you get a will. The will is used because the will is used to take care of you.
Yeah.
And then they take the will away. Your dad takes the will away.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear this.
Yeah. And that's why I thought, you know, worst things I can never get by is those things. I'm high allergic to horns, so it's like never be wrong.
So to finish what I was sharing, I didn't get to finish it all, and let me just say it real quick without cutting me off, please. What was I saying? So Children's Aid say that it's hard for them to find people willing to adopt. So usually what happens is the kid just ages out at 18, and then they go back to mom and dad. And then the other part is and then I'll let you continue, is they only pressure when they take the child away from mom and dad, whether they get the kid adopted or not. The only time they pressure the parent to get help is if they want the kid back. If they're doing this, hey, give me my kid back, Children's Aid. Okay, well then you got a lot of hoops to jump through. Otherwise, they don't pressure them to get help, and then what happens is you age out and you're looking like, imagine if you weren't even adopted right now and you didn't even know where your real family.
You know what
it would even be more.
Like myself, okay, I quit poking. Okay? And which is a sticky needle in your arm, okay? And my parents didn't really give me respect for even doing that. So that still hurt. Because I got one of the biggest hearts out there. It's still harsh with that. After I quit that, you know, it meant nothing to them. So if you can understand that, then you can understand a lot. Because I still go there, I still see people jabbing that needle to their arm. And do I think it's right? No. But it's because my cat helps me with that. And I don't know how he does, but I give my cat a hug because of that. So that's why my cat is part of love, you know? Like, love's the biggest thing. You even put up there just for your kids because, you know, just because they're yours when it comes to that, you know?
So you're a father.
Yeah, of two, and that's where it stopped. And it stopped more because of all the uses I had to in the system, but they're still my two kids, you know? You know?
You could stop anytime.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
up to you.
I understand.
It's 5 minutes and 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Tell me to end whenever you want to end. It's up to you. You could even change your mind and go, I don't even want to do this anymore.
No.
So if you tell me
It's
that
good.
too, if you don't want to do
It's
this
good.
anymore.
No, it's good because I'm helping you out. And if it helps you out, then let's take it as a help, you know?
Yeah, I just see a good story. What I see is I liked the adoption part.
Mm-hmm.
I like that you were adopted.
Yeah.
I like that you got housing.
Oh, yeah.
I liked that you, what you were saying about the father.
Yeah.
Okay, that you got kids. This is what I heard. Tell me if I heard it right.
Yeah.
You got kids.
Yeah.
The mother convinces the kids, you know, kind of like, don't be with dad. Like,
Yeah. And you know what my landlord keeps doing? Send me fake eviction notices, not signed by a judge. So he keeps losing because of that. So if I were took him to court, I'd own that apartment for free because he's trying to say, oh, here, you're evicted. But no judge has signed it. That's why they're fake. And he doesn't understand to stop doing that. He even tried to charge me $1,500. I thought, you can't do that. And I was right.
yeah.
You can't charge me $1,500 to fix a place.
And this isn't the first time I've heard of people experiencing
So basically what
abuse by landlords.
So basically, what my dad done, he adopted my landlord, as I call it, you know? Because that's what he's done. My landlord could sit in his yard and be like, oh, I'm your son. And it's not, you know? Right? So that's why, you know, and my landlord picks up my cat. Because it's a cat. The guy up on the top floor had fleas, and my cat had to wear a flea collar for 2 years because of that. And do you think my cat liked it? No. It tore that collar right off. So I knew. And it didn't matter how loose or how tight I put that collar. It still took it over its head and took it off. And I was like, what are you doing? Because the cat pushed the collar, pushed the collar, pushed the collar, pushed the collar right over his whole head. Because he does not like even flea collars. So, you know, I have to tell you, when I make him his collar, it's going to be a unique collar because he's my unique cat. So that's why even I'm still a human being. I'm unique. So and that's why I've always tried to do it to the world, you know? Try to make, you know, certain people unique. That's how I'm going to go, you know? You know, I don't need to say as go as it needs death, but just I'm going to go on and, you know, I'm even going to write a book, okay? And I'm going to leave this book for my kids just because it's my book.
That's awesome, man.
And I'm never going to put a name to it, but I'm going to put a bunch of just nothings in it. The nothings that all mean something, you know? Just for them.
Yeah,
so
man.
To know that I always cared, so. Yeah, because
That is a good idea. Every father should do that.
I love them. She was always taking that away just because she was my ex. So that does not give her no right. She dated all the bullies that I can stand in high school. Every time I went out the door to get my kids, it's no. One even came out and kicked my dad's car. Like my dad's truck, he kicked it. And he said, you can't have your kids today. I said, why? And then the big excuse was they got headlights. But she leaves that to the day I got there to tell me that. So I'm like, what? You know? And I had to drive all the way up there to learn that. So, you know, you know, that's why I hate the fact most that she went and told me kids that I died. That was hard to explain. My daughter, as I was telling you, survived that the whole day.
Okay, so I hear now that you tell me, who told your kids that you passed away?
My ex, Marie LaRue. So that's not right.
No, it isn't right. That happened to me in a similar way.
Yeah.
I was told by somebody, my mother's sister, okay, my mother, my birth mother,
Yeah.
okay, because I wasn't adopted, but I was put into care. I was a Crown ward. You know what a crown ward is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you go into care, but then they like to keep you there temporarily.
Yeah.
But then if they have to keep you until you're 18, then you're a crown ward.
It's like.
But anyway, my mom's sister said that he, if you look and you look and you look, you could be dead. Or he could, if you keep looking for your dad and you don't find him, they could be dead. But they didn't say that he was. They didn't say he was.
No,
It's child abuse in a way, right? Do you think it's a form of? Do you think it's a form of child abuse?
I do, because you do what? My adopted dad spanked us our whole lives, and he thought that was right.
Yeah.
And then he went as far as hitting my adopted kids. And do you think he remembers that? No. And I'm like, why don't you remember that? And he doesn't. And I caught him doing it one day.
But going back to what we were discussing, telling a child that the father is dead.
Yeah, it's the worst thing, because I had to tell my daughter the whole day, and she sat in my lap, as I was telling you, and did not want to be by my lap that whole day. So I sat there all day with my daughter, like this, in my lap. So, it made my daughter feel bitter, because my daughter knew I was still alive. So that's why I always fired her down. And even when I try to tell my kids I love them through Wi-Fi and all that, and Facebook, do you think she did that for them? No. So that's why it's harsh out there, but I still exist, but I think it's more because of my kids.
How old are your kids now?
My son's 19, maybe 20, and my daughter's 16. And she keeps moving out just because of that idea that's put in her head. Because I don't want to see her. It's not that. I do want to see her. And do you think my ex even drives up to even come to me? No. Just because she said, I wanted the gas money one day. And that doesn't mean, that. It should never mean that. And now she's sitting there with me, playing it like, it's high and mighty, which it's not, It should never be a high and mighty situation, right? I know I'm right on that, because that's what she plays now. And Moonbeam is in place, but you can still go buy fireworks. And I don't know why they do that, but they do.
I know that this is a common thing that happens to men.
Yeah.
That men or fathers are alienated by their children, by the mother.
Yeah.
I know that's a common thing that happens.
And I was telling my adopted grandfather for the longest time until I found out I was adopted. I was telling him that I was an alien. And then he finds out I'm adopted, and I go, well, I'm not. Just to see what kind of reaction it had, eh? Even like...
and then the other thing. I asked you if you were you were adopted and you got your mom and dad, but do you got the aunts and uncles in the adoption family? And I just think that's so positive that you do, at least on the adoption side, right?
I got one cousin who sticks up for me for anything. And he brought me a free partridge one day, just because he's a hunter. So I'm gonna go there and grab my hunting license, just because that would help out a lot. Because then I can walk out and I can go. Winter I can still hunt, summer I can still hunt. Just because all that stuff is free. Something free meat. But it's not. It's supposed to be that. But will I have it? Yeah. That's why I'm gonna go for my license still. I have no stamps out there that says I can't handle a firearm, so I'm gonna do it just because of that. I still have no stamps that says I can't even handle a weapon. So if I can grab my hunting license, I will grab that one day just to prove my adopted dad's mom that I can not grab that. So.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. These are all. I love it.
Yeah.
I love this story. I'm good. I heard what I wanted to cover. I heard what I wanted to cover. If there's nothing else, then I'll end the recording. It's 14 minutes now.
Yeah. That's good.
That's good. Yeah, I like to keep them just 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
Not too long, not too short. So a positive story. Be positive out there. There's some good stories, like you said. You were adopted. Good father.
Yeah. Like I even take it.
You got an apartment.
I can leave them books just so they have something to remember me by. But
I love the book idea, man.
But not the darkness in the memory, because I don't want it to cause darkness. I want to know that I was always there for them.